I wanted to rant in this video, but let's just take it simple. I was supposed to record this video on my PC, but my PC is dead and I really want to record this video to explain something. But the reason why I'm making this video is I want to enlighten a lot of people with this. Indicators are not bad. Let's start with that information. Indicator is not a problem. Indicators are very, very useful. Indicators are tools. They are like a car, right? It depends on the driver. You give an F1 car to a 12 years old, you are expecting a clean car crash, like a very, very strong car crash. But if you give that same F1 ride to a Formula 1 driver, he would ride that car at a crazy speed. I'm talking 100, 200, 300 miles per hour, and you would not find a single crash. That is it. It is the user of a tool that makes a tool valuable. Indicators are not meant for you if you do not understand what the indicator is meant to be used for. Matter of fact, in my opinion, indicators are supposed to even be used by people who understand technical analysis. You need to understand technical analysis, and then also it is supposed to be used by people who have a concrete fundamental and technical analysis. Everybody has a fundamental understanding of what price is doing based on the economy. We all hear the news. Oh, this economy is bad, so we expect lower prices from their own economy. This economy is good, we expect higher prices from their economy. But when it comes to trading, be it Forex, crypto, indices, stock, futures, name it, whatever, indicators here, you see this term right here, indicators, is on different parts of different brokers. But here on XNES, this thing indicator right here, it is only supposed to be used when you finally started understanding what you are seeing in this market. First thing first, you need to understand what you are seeing. What you are seeing here is already enough for 80% of traders. This whole thing right here is already enough for 80% of traders. Even in this format, it is enough. Even in the line format, it is enough for a lot of traders. And it is simple. This is the reason why your Forex gurus, and not just Forex gurus, a lot of professional Forex traders are telling you stop using indicators. It's because looking here alone has already told you what has been happening in price. Indicators tell you a calculation. Indicators are just plus, minus, multiplication, and division in different manner on price. That is what indicators are. It's just a calculation of what has happened. Let me give you an example. Let's say I want to draw an average of this price I'm seeing here. I would instantly draw something like this. Let's assume if I could leave this on the screen, I would. So let's bring up a indicator and look at the most abused indicator in the Forex market. People abuse this indicator so much that sometimes I look at it and I'm like, why are you guys so terrible at this stuff? You guys are just terrible. You guys abuse things and yet you wonder why it's not working for you. I want you to look. You see that 20 EMA? Or 20 MA rather. Now let's try 200. Did you see what I just drew? You saw what I drew. It's getting into similarity with it. It is just an average of what price has been doing. But the average of what price is doing does not tell you to buy or sell. It is not enough reason for you to buy or sell a market, especially if you are trading on the lower time frame. In fact, it is worse for you to use it on the lower time frame. If you're using it on the daily time frame, it makes sense. If you're using it on the 4 hour, it makes a bit of sense. But even on the 5 minutes, it makes sense only when you're using it for the right purpose. You can use this to actually track what's happening on the daily. You can use it to track what's really happening on the daily. There's this other one I like. I like this indicator a lot. It is called the Ichimoku cloud. But But this is the problem with the Ichimoku, that I have not completely understand this indicator enough for me to trust selling at this point. Because at this point, Ichimoku says you should sell. Why? Because your span is out, the cloud is red, and the whole thing is now below. So you should just be selling. Selling to where? You don't know. That's the problem. That is the problem. You need to understand trading. You need to understand the indicator you are using. You need to understand the tool that is right before your eye to use it properly. Every strategy works. Every strategy works, but it is the user that is the problem. I'm going to give you another example, one last example before this video ends, because it's already about 8 minutes. I'm going to use one of the most used method in trading. It is called trend line, right? Let's use trend line. We're going to use trend line to determine something right now. I'm going to use a trend line. I think I'd better use a lower time frame, because that is where it works the most. That is where it works best. Though it works on the higher time frame, but right now let's just use a lower time frame because it's easier to find so much moves on the lower time frame. I put price here. Let's put price right here, and then draw a trend line like this. A trend line is as good as a moving average, in my opinion. It's as good as a moving average, but it has its own advantages and also disadvantages. Obviously, it has to, right? It has to have advantages and disadvantages. I'll put this here. Let's put this here. Okay, let's just use this method. Would extend the line all the way to the right. Yeah, that's better. So this is accurate enough for me. Looking at this right now, this line does not tell us that price is going to stay upwards. Every trend line trader who is a professional trend line trader knows this is the fact. This line is not a show that price will stay upwards. No, it is a show that price has been maintaining an upwards trend for now. And most trend line traders are breakout traders. They are waiting for price to do one specific thing. And I'll show you exactly what they want it to do. They are waiting for price to do something like this. Break through their trend. That is what they are waiting for. Most professional trend line traders are waiting for price to break a trend, and then they start to trade that market. Beginner traders see price come to the trend line and they start to buy. This is terrible practices. Like I said, indicators are not bad. They are not an error. They were meant to be used. They are tools. Just like you would drive a car based on your experience, it is the same way you should use a tool and understand it like a car. It is a tool that will get you to where you want to get to. You know how to use it, you will drive from your house to wherever safely. You do not know how to use it, well, you will end up like a 12 years old driving a Formula 1 ride car on a normal day road. You would end up crashed and burned. With this, I'd like to say, I hope you understand now that indicators is not a sin. Indicators is not a bad thing. You can have millions and millions of indicators on your chart. It doesn't matter. As long as you understand exactly what you are looking at when you are looking at this thing, that is what matters.